Unravel is perhaps best thought of as a pastoral platformer, where the terrain itself is of greater significance than how Yarny, our immediately lovable hero, moves through it. While there are some great physics-based puzzles to solve, and plenty of fun mechanics to play around with, Unravel really distinguishes itself by offering an emotionally ambitious and complex adventure. Every level of this 5 to 6 hour adventure looks fantastic. Unravel really creates the illusion of exploring the natural world from the diminutive perspective of Yarny. By restricting the camera's focus to the immediate foreground, it forces you to pay attention to its small and beautiful details. Playing Unravel feels like you're looking at the world through a magnifying glass, and it's wonderful to explore. Whether he's gaping at the beauty of the world around him or quietly shivering during a thunderstorm, Yarny is always adorable and relatable. Despite being made entirely of wool, he's animated with such skill, he's able to convey more about his inner joy and pain than a lot of more fully human characters. But Yarny's more than just expressive and cute. As a child's homemade toy come to life, he's the means by which I was able to return to this more innocent state of wonder, and fully appreciate the natural world set before me. It all sounds rather grand, even a bit pretentious, yet in practice it's subtle and effective. Unravel features some enjoyable environmental puzzles, which come to life through Yarny's wide range of abilities. Like many platforming heroes, he can swing across gaps, but being made entirely from wool, he can do so much more. The best puzzles have multiple stages and present more of a challenge, since Yarny is made from a limited amount of wool, so if you perform unnecessary actions, there's a real danger of him unravelling before the puzzle is solved. If this happens, Yarny must retrace his steps and devise a more straightforward solution. Sadly, this mechanic isn't used nearly often enough, despite its obvious potential for more involved puzzles. Relative to the puzzles, the pure platforming sections are more mixed in quality. There are some bits where it feels almost impossible to avoid dying on your first attempt, no matter how sharp your reactions. I felt like I completed quite a few stretches through perseverance, rather than any platforming skill. Unravel's welcoming forests and cheery coastlines soon give way to much darker locales, where nature has been spoilt by industry. In these chapters, Yarny must negotiate more intimidating hazards. By upping the challenge, Unravel articulately conveys the menace of industrialization, but the message comes at a cost. There's some of the least enjoyable and most frustrating parts to play. Yarny's movement isn't well suited to these death traps. Sometimes he slips off a platform a bit too easily, or takes just too long to climb to safety. This isn't the intricate, precise platforming experience you'd find in, say, Super Meat Boy, but for most of Yarny's journey, this isn't a huge issue. And Unravel is more than just about the celebration of nature. It's tinged with a real sadness. This melancholia springs from the way it plays around with memory, exploring how we relate to and remember the past. Yarny accesses each level through a series of photographs displayed in a family home, and in doing so becomes the literal thread which connects the present to the past, both memories good and bad. By returning to these places, Yarny dispels the haziness of memory. With him present, everything becomes connected. Unravel took me on a surprisingly thoughtful and reflective journey, and encouraged me to appreciate the small and insignificant with every step. As a puzzler, it has bags of charm due to Yarny's varied skills, but as a platforming experience, it's less remarkable. But to judge it solely on these mechanical aspects would be to overlook its greater achievement. The way it provokes complex emotional responses through the use of nature and nostalgia, making Unravel a sincere, warm-hearted, and extremely likeable adventure. For more on Yarny and other assorted textiles, stay right here on IGN.